Okay, so let's have a look at the first ratio for the 2020 exam paper for Robinson PLC. So it's asking us to calculate the opening stock if the rate of stock turnover is 8 based on the average stock. So first of all, we need to have two formulas here. So we need to know the stock of turnover, which is your cost of sales divided by your average stock. And the second one then is your average stock is equal to your opening plus your closing stock. So we're going to do this in two parts. First of all, we're going to use the information to fill in the first formula, which is your stock turnover is equal to cost of sales divided by average stock. Now it's telling us in the question, we need to calculate the opening stock if the rate of stock turnover is 8 based on the average stock. So this form, we're going to bring it down here. So your cost of sales divided by your average stock is equal to 8. So just taking this formula here, we're filling the information we have. It's telling us that the stock turnover is 8. So cost of sales divided by average stock is equal to 8. So what we need to do now is start filling in this formula. So we're going to go back to the question and find what our cost of sales figure is. So in our question, in our trading profit and loss account, it's telling us that the cost of goods sold, your cost of sales is 536,000. So we're going to go back, fill in the formula. 536,000 divided by average stock is equal to 8. So now we can cross multiply by your average stock. So you get 536,000 is equal to average stock multiplied by 8. So if it's division on one side, once we bring it over to equals, it now becomes multiplication. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get average stock on its own. So we're going to cross multiply again by 8. So we're going to get 536,000. Divide that by 8. It's going to be equal to your average stock. So our average stock, so 536,000, divide that by 8 is equal to your average stock. So 67,000 is equal to average stock. Now we know average stock is equal to opening plus closing stock. So we're going to change this average stock here and we're going to put 67,000 is equal to your opening plus closing stock. So opening plus closing stock divided by 2 is another name for calling your average stock. So 67,000 is equal to opening plus closing stock. So now we're going to cross multiply by 2. So if it's division on one side, when we bring it over to equals, it becomes multiplication. So we're going to multiply that by 2. So 67,000 multiplied by 2 is equal to opening plus closing stock. So 67,000 multiplied by 2. So 134,000 is equal to opening plus closing stock. So now we're going to go back to our profit and loss account and find what our closing stock is. So our closing stock here is 75,000. So now we can fill that into our formula. So 134,000 is equal to opening plus 74,000. I think it was. Let's have a check. So 75,000. So now 134,000 minus 75. So if it's plus on one side, when we bring it over to equals, it becomes a minus. So it's equal to your opening stock. So that means then that your opening stock is equal to 59,000. Opening stock then is 59,000. So basically remember two parts to the question. So the first part is using the formula stock turnover is equal to cost of sales divided by average stock. We're using that information first. So we went to the question, we filled in, we found out what our cost of sales were. We cross multiplied the average stock. So if it's division on one side, when we bring over the equals, it becomes multiplication. Then we're able to get average stock on its own. So we brought 8 back over the equals to get division. So you got 67,000 is equal to your opening plus closing stock divided by 2, because that's your average stock here. So remember your average stock formula, opening plus closing stock divided by 2. So now we're able to fill in the information from the figures we have in the question. So we cross multiplied by 2. 67,000 multiplied by 2 is equal to opening plus closing stock. 134,000 is equal to opening plus closing stock. We know 75,000 is the closing stock from the question. So then we're able to finish it off. Bring 75,000 back over the equals. If it's plus on one side, when you bring it over the equals, it becomes a minus. So your opening stock is going to be equal to 59,000.